Welcome back, everybody. Welcome to an Intermissions episode.
Yeah,
I can't get that out, dude.
No, you got it.
I'm here with Birthday Boy, a.k.a. Coach, here at Lapeer Field. Tell him who you are.
I'm Coach Ryan Hildman, and I am the assistant varsity coach here at Kamiakin High School.
I like how you threw in the assistant varsity coach, dude. Let's go.
People ask me all the time, and I got
big shot, dude. That's what I'm talking about.
No,
you're a good
That's
dude.
Mr. Woods.
Mr. Woods, yeah. I got to get him. I got to build a relationship, though.
Yeah, you do. Good dude.
Before I ask him on here, right?
Good dude.
But hey, tell us a little bit about your story. Where'd you grow up?
Grew up here in town. Played ball at KN. Did all that. Played ball here at Kamiakin. Yeah. Started coaching at 18. Was lucky enough to have an opportunity right out of high school, and fell in love with it. And here we are 12, 13 years later, and trying to make a career out of it.
Wait, how old are you?
I turned 30 yesterday.
Let's
so
go.
I'm 30 years old. So
should we make you like do a birthday dance right now?
No, not a big birthday guy. That's not me. I'll leave that to my girlfriend. That's
happy birthday though, for real,
you.
dude.
Thank you.
Hey, before I get into a lot of fun questions, I do want to celebrate just kind of your early playing days. What were some highlights of your baseball career early on, whether it be at Kennewick National or in high school?
I'll be honest, man. Physically, I did not have a whole lot of ability. My thing that I always had, I thought I had, was passion for the game. I got told at a very young age, 7 or 8, that I loved the game so much, and coaches wouldn't be surprised that I would be a coach myself someday. So that's always something I took to heart, and I tried to do my best to work hard and earn my playing time that I didn't have the gifts, that other dudes had.
Yeah.
So, that was my thing. I didn't always play the most, but when I did, I tried to be the hardest working guy on the yard.
That's amazing. I love that attitude.
Yeah.
All right, tell us specifically, was there a game that stands out, a play, a team you played on? What was the highlight from that?
Well, my junior year, we won a state title here at Kamiakin. That's
What year was that?
2012. That's about as good as it gets.
Okay, that's right.
So I was lucky enough to know the guys that won that and be a part of that unit. So that was a pretty big deal. And
where'd you guys play your state game at? Where was it back then?
The Final Four was at Giza that year.
That's
we were here
right.
in town.
Okay. Yeah.
So that was pretty special.
That's awesome. You remember who you guys beat by chance?
Geez, who did we beat? It's been,
Oh, well, I'll look it up.
12 years.
Yeah, no, I get it.
No, I don't remember who.
That's all you remember is you won, right?
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. The away state title. That's pretty amazing. All right, so you start coaching at 18. Okay, be honest with us. What was it like coaching at 18? Was that difficult because you were so close in age with some of the players?
Oh, it was incredibly hard. I was personally, I don't think I was a very good coach for those first 2 or 3 years. Part of me was just trying to stick around the game because I missed it so much. And I wanted to strap it up again, and part of me was trying to be too much friends with the kids. And don't get me wrong, you have to be friends with your kids.
Totally.
You got to build a relationship there, but at some point you got to put your foot down and be the adult in the room. And those first couple of years I was not good at that.
Yeah.
And that was something I had to learn and grow. And a decade later I feel like I've gotten much better at that. I'm still working.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'm
lifelong learner, right? We're all in progress.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But those first couple of years, absolutely, I was trying to feed them as much knowledge as I could, but I was still trying to be their friend, and too much.
Yeah.
And that bit me a couple of times, but
Yeah.
I've learned from that and moved on for sure.
That's good. And I got to give a shout out to my summer baseball team from back in the day, the Sun Devils.
Sun Devils,
you
yeah,
coached some
Coach,
Sun
I
Devils,
did.
right? You saw some swag from Sun Devils?
I got to have a couple of shirts. I think I have a white one in the bottom of my closet, white with the red Sun Devils.
Why is it on the bottom?
chest.
Because it's from Pasco? You got something you want to say right now on camera?
No,
I'm just
I
joking.
absolutely enjoyed my time over there. I just haven't worn that shirt in the decade since I coached over there.
There's no reason to, right? It doesn't even exist anymore.
I think I got a couple of those. I think I have a Chihuahua shirt or two.
Yeah.
I definitely have a pile of Hanford stuff from my 6 years there.
Yeah.
And now my Kamiakin stuff is overflowing. They've been very gracious.
Hey, I love the swag, right? It's always fun to hand it off to you. Hey, where'd you start coaching at when you were 18? Where was it at?
It was the Sun Devils was my first couple of years, and then I got an opportunity to coach the freshmen at Chihuahua.
Yeah.
And then, I went off to college for a year or two. I was doing some summer stuff. I coached a 10-year-old team one year. That was
I remember that.
That was a trip, man. And then when I came back from college, I had an opportunity to coach JV ball and summer ball over at Hanford.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Yeah, and you were there for 6 years, right?
6 years, yep. Last year was my last year.
Yeah.
And honestly, I thought I was going to be there for a long time until I got a phone call this winter from Woods. And man, what an opportunity to say yes to.
For sure. So talk about that, because I think a lot of time when we're coaching, people always ask, hey, why do you coach here? Why do you coach there? What made that phone call from Woods so unique and made you want to come here and coach?
The first time he called me, I was at work. He called me and, I answered the phone and he introduced himself because, we'd talked, but we hadn't really introduced to each other. And he goes, I got an opportunity for you. And my first gut reaction was, no, I love it at Hanford.
Yeah.
Because I did. My 6 years there were incredible. Miracle, Bumgarner, Friedel, all of the guys over there, the kids I've had, the kids that still stay in touch with me from over there. It was a great time. I have nothing but good things to say about Hanford. But the more I sat down and thought about it, Lapeer being my home, Kamiakin being where I went to, and, the opportunity to coach a team like Kamiakin, I couldn't say no.
For sure.
And, I got a couple of the coaches, Coach Enriquez and Searles over here that I've known since we were all babies. Yeah. And so coming into that culture and being a part of it was something I simply couldn't say no to.
Yeah, man, that's awesome. I always tell people I coach where I coach mainly because who I get to coach with.
100%.
Those guys are like brothers to me. I got to play college ball with Sevi, and so he just has a special place in my heart.
I totally agree.
So to me, it's all about who I get to coach with. So it's more about, hey, how long are they going to coach?
Yes.
Depending upon how long I'm going to coach, right? Because I'd rather hang out with my family.
Oh, yeah.
Than some of these bozos.
Well, and not knowing Woods, it was different. But the first time we sat down and it was supposed to be a 20, 30-minute conversation, and we ended up leaving 3 hours later.
Yeah.
And we're just talking ball, bouncing off each other, and the passion that we both have for this place was certainly special.
That's awesome. I always thought coaching, man. What are some of your coaching philosophies, standards? You talked about the standard earlier. I can't remember if that was off camera or on camera, but share some of those standards that you guys hold on to here at Kamiakin.
So Coach Woods has our 4 pillars. In 2019 when they had the Snowmageddon and could only practice inside for the first 3 weeks, they, as a team, they built 4 pillars that Kamiakin Baseball stands for. Some of them being control the controllable, we over me stuff. And then me personally, I always carry a defend the standard thing with me. And I got it from college football. I love big college football guy.
That's right.
And
tell us your team is again.
Oklahoma, baby, Boomer Sooner.
Oklahoma, they can't. You got. They need to
10
get a
wins
defense.
this year. They have a defense. They need an offense.
All right, there you go.
But and so defend the standard for me, especially at Kamiakin, a place we got to sign out with all of our league titles, our regional titles, our district titles, our state titles out there, and it's hard to relay to 17, 18-year-old kids how much Kamiakin has won and will continue to win without really putting numbers on a piece, And so putting that on a piece of paper for these guys and really absorbing the past and how much the standard that the past has set for us, so that we can go out and defend the standard that they put before us. That's something I like to carry with me personally wherever I coach, and it helps that Kamiakin has a lot of numbers on the board. They've won quite a bit here. I've won quite a bit here. And so to get that message to the young kids that are here now, that, me, the guys before me, the guys before them, all of the hard work that they put on this yard right here, it's our job to defend the standard that they set.
That's awesome. All right, tell us a little bit about, I love to ask coaches this. Why do you coach?
Oh, why do I coach? Boy, I could be here for an hour and a half talking about that.
You got 3 minutes. No, I'm joking.
3 minutes. Why do I coach? I coach for the next generation. For me personally, as a high school kid, I made mistakes and I cost myself a lot of things. And it took me a while to own the things that I messed up on. And so for me, getting it to the next group of kids to not waste opportunities, right? You can be so God-given, talented-wise. You can be so hardworking, but there's, if you want to be great, I heard this from Saban, if you want to be great, you don't have a lot of choices.
No.
There is a path to greatness, 100%. And there's not a lot of wiggling off that path, and so you have to make hard decisions. And, getting them to buy into that and really bringing them along so that they can be better than I was. That's why I do it.
That's
so
good,
the
man.
next generation can be better than me.
That's good. All right, I got to ask this question. You've been coaching for 12 years now, right?
Yeah.
What do you know now that you wish you knew back when you were 18? That you would hope a new coach starting out could learn from you?
Extra time. You have to put in extra time. If practice starts at 2 and it ends at 4, if you're a coach that truly loves it and wants to get to these kids how much extra work they have to do, you have to do the same. You got to be here early. You got to be here late. You got to be here on off days. You got to have fun with the kids. You have to love where your feet are.
That's good.
That's a big thing. For if a coach was starting tomorrow, that would be what I would tell him.
Yeah,
for sure.
Okay, so talk to a little bit about your, going back to what you said about the standard, right? Keeping that standard. What are some things you do to get kids to trust you enough to buy into the standard?
Like I said, being here early, man. This is my favorite place in the world. It truly is. You know, and today we didn't have to be at the yard till noon. I was here at 10:30. And I really was. And honestly, I wasn't the first guy here.
Yeah.
Coach Ireland, our C team coach, who
I
I
love that guy.
love dearly.
I'm getting him on here tomorrow.
Guy. Oh, you better. He's incredible.
He's my guy, dude.
The energy from that guy.
Yeah. I'm gonna fight that guy someday, though.
You have to bring it.
Yeah. I'm good at hitting and run. I'm a little brother.
But, you know, putting in the extra work, that's, you know, I pride myself. A guy asks for extra work after practice. Yep, I got you.
Yeah.
Can I get extra ground balls? Yeah. Can you throw me in the cage? Yeah. Can we work on footwork, turning double plays? Let's do it.
Yeah.
I'm here. I'll eat dinner later.
Yeah.
You know, that's what I get to buy in, and I hope they see how much fun I have.
Yeah.
Because again, I would rather be nowhere else than right here. And so for me, it's an absolute joy to be out here, and I hope they can see that on my face every day.
And let me ask you this then. What is so fun about baseball that makes you feel this way?
The struggle.
The struggle.
Baseball's the hardest sport in the world.
It is, man.
You got to square up a round ball with a round bat successfully. That's hard to do, man.
You just got to get a torpedo bat.
Shout out to my Yankees fans.
Yeah, it's just that easy, right?
Yeah, if only it was that easy. Yeah, but the grind. You're gonna fail in baseball.
Yeah, man.
If you are successful 30 out of 100 times in most things in the world, you're the worst at it.
Yeah.
But in baseball, if you get a hit 30 out of 100, you're an all-star.
Yeah. That's crazy.
And it really is. And wrapping your head around that and accepting the failure to then be successful, right? You're gonna fail. Accept that. Make adjustments from that. You learn more from failing than succeeding, and then your next run at it, do your best to be successful.
Yeah.
If you're not, go through that same cycle.
There you go. Well, hey man, the reason why I do this is I love to celebrate athletes. I love to celebrate coaches. I love people to see the other side of coaching, right? Because sometimes when you're coaching, you're writing up lineup cards and you're making choices on the fly. People in the stands don't like that too much, right? So sometimes we get a reputation that I don't think is truly fair or real. And so
Totally understand.
I try to celebrate coaches as much as I can. But hey, I want to say something to you, man. You know, I've coached for a while myself, and you're an easy guy to celebrate.
Thank you.
And I just want to say thank you from just peer to a coach for caring about the kids. The reason why I like to watch you coach, unless you're beating us like you did today, is to see.
Sorry.
Sorry. There it is. That's the Hildman I know. No, but seriously, the reason why I like to watch you coach and why I respect you so much is because I can see you care about the kids and the energy that you bring. And it doesn't matter if you're up or down, you're the same. And so keep being loud.
Dude.
right.
My challenge to myself this year was to out volume Ireland, and I'm failing.
That's tough, man.
I'm failing.
Hey, I gotta be
giving it a go, man.
I gotta be real right now.
It a go.
When I heard that you were coming here, I'm like, hold up. How's this gonna work with Ireland and you in the same dugout?
Loudest dugout in the state. I promise you that.
I hope you rub guys the wrong way and you just go beat them the rest of the year. Okay.
That's the
now that you're through us and we won't get to see you to the playoffs, and then we'll upset you guys, and then you'll probably hate me.
I love that mindset.
Hey, no, seriously though, man, you're easy to celebrate. We appreciate you. I'm looking forward to watching your coaching journey over the next 12 years. And you're awesome, dude.
Appreciate you, Farley.
Right,
Thank you.
Happy birthday again, dude.
Thank you.
All right.